கிரெடாய் திருச்சி நடத்தும் பிக்கெஸ்ட் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி எக்ஸ்போ ஃபேர் ப்ரோ 2025. இடம் கலையரங்கம் திருச்சி. ஆகஸ்ட் 22, 23, 24. புதிய வீடு புதிய நம்பிக்கை. அனுமதி இலவசம்.
Friends, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers who have come in large number to this wonderful place. I think a lot of energy you have shown sitting in from today evening, watching the cultural program for the last 2 hours and waiting very patiently. I know tomorrow is a working day, sacrificing your Sunday to come on an evening just for our Bharat to get inspired, see all the wonderful cultural performance that has happened. I salute you because we are thousands of miles away from our homeland. To have this patriotic spirit, I know many of you are born in Bharat, you have decided to come here to get a better life and to work hard and also to make Bharat a better country. But many of your children are born here. Possibly they are the first and the second generation children born in UAE. And instilling the same patriotic spirit to them is something phenomenal. The leaders on the stage, I'm just coming to them and what they spoke, but I really stand here inspired. I really stand here with a sense of a patriotic fervor, seeing you all exhibiting that over the last 3-4 hours. And this is a very unique country, more than any country in the world. This is a very unique country because the UAE, United Arab Emirates, all the 192 countries of the world, they have a representation in UAE. Dubai has become such a global city. When you walk or drive a car, you spend time in the city for 1-2 hours, you will see nationalities, every single person who's here. 12.5 million people live in this place. About 4.4 million, they represent Bharat. It is just not a joke, sir. And the population in the last 10 years of Bharatiyas have doubled in UAE. That is also not a joke. And you live in a community that is absolutely a hotspot of all cultural mixing. And being here as a Bharatiyan, at the same time not forgetting the roots from which we come. In the stage, people performed all kinds of dances, from Kashmir to Tamilnadu, from Gujarat to northeastern part to Nagaland. And we played two different coins. We are Bharatiyas first, Indians first. And each of us represent our own state. And we have this dual identity, a combined identity that makes all of us very proud people. And to see it here, and especially your children performing it, and that was simply phenomenal. So I thought before I get into what I was supposed to speak, I should put these words out in the open so that you truly know that you are very special people. And in the next 20 years, when India confidently marches, we take our rightful place in the world, in the Committee of Nations, because we have to go there. And your hard work and your inspiration will play a major role for Bharat to reach there. Eminent people in the stage, the Indian People's Forum, the president, the very inspiring Jitendra Vaidyaji, very inspiring person. I'm seeing him for the last 5 years now, especially last 4 days, I'm keenly watching. Such a beautiful organization, IPFS. Beautifully amalgamating all parts of India here, beautifully amalgamating all the people. Everybody is important because it's like a fingers. A person might be worth 1,000 crore rupee, a person might be worth 2,000 crore rupee, could be one finger. A person could be working in an oil rig as a blue collar worker, working very hard, sweating very hard. He is also working for Bharat, like another finger. And IPF is a forum that has beautifully amalgamated everybody. It doesn't look at status, it doesn't look at anybody. It looks only being at Bharat. And that inspired me so much. This organization is built with a sense of selflessness. And seeing all the members toiling hard, somebody is waiting outside, receiving us. Yesterday, somebody is waiting there, giving food to people. And all the members here practicing, they all have a busy life, practicing a dance, coming and performing. The special children who perform with their mothers, what a beautiful sight. One of the best moments in my life. And they were on the stage. With a sense of family, IPF has grown, and I salute Jitendra Vaidyaji. Through him, all the members of IPF, the executive members, all the 13 state councils, and all the 3 special councils for keeping our flag of Bharat flying very high. Thank you so much. Super work you're doing, sir. Keep doing this further. And the very inspiring Ankur Agarwal, because his voice is very important, and his voice represents 60-70% of India, because he represents 60-70% the age of India. Somebody in upper 30s, very confident, Somebody believes it is their time. Somebody believes they can make a mark. Somebody believes it is the time for India. So what he spoke in the last 10, 12 minutes, for me, that is how the voice of India is speaking now. They're extremely confident. And any point of time you go to any small city, sit with youngsters, startup guys, young people who want to do farming, graduate straight out of college. This is the exact tone and tenor of the voice I hear. So Ankur Agarwalji's voice today in Dubai, it represents the voice of India, which believes nobody can hold them back, which believes they can only march forward. They will make wealth for themselves, they will make wealth for the community, and they will always keep the flag of Bharat flying high. I salute you, Ankur Agarwalji, and I'm very, very sure you will continue to keep the momentum up. Another inspiring person for me is Dr. B.R. Shetty. I know him for the last 10, 12 years. I started my career in his hometown as an assistant superintendent of police, long time back, 2011, which is 14 years before. I always watch with interest somebody who came to UAE with nothing, 10 rupees in his pocket. In the Udupi Municipality Council in the 1970s, he was a public representative. Many of them might not know. He was a municipal member. In the Janasangh party, he was a municipal member in 1975, if I remember, 74, 75, just before the emergency. From there, he decided he doesn't want to have a career in politics. He wants to have a career in business. Sacrificed everything, came to this land, worked very, very hard, sweated very hard, built an empire. And that empire was always giving back to the community in different ways. I know him for 14 years. He has gone through a lot of ups and downs. That is inevitable part of any businessman's life. When he was in the up, he never had ego. When he was at the down, he always found a way to come back to up. So B.R. Shetty ji is truly an inspiration for me. And I'm very happy that he was able to join all of this for this wonderful Independence Day celebration. Thank you so much for coming, sir. Praveen Shetty ji, another dear friend, know him for, again, 14 years now. Came to UAE like many of you in 1990. I'm mentioning their name. In fact, I want to mention all your name because all of your story is an inspiring story. Build a business which is giving employment to a lot of people. And many a time I go to small villages in Karnataka, in Tamilnadu, I see people coming here, trusting people like Praveen Shetty and hundreds of Praveen Shetty who are sitting here. You give them an employment, give them a better life. You grow, you help them to grow and help Bharat to grow. So Praveen Shetty is an epitome of all the hundreds of people who are sitting here, helping Bharat to grow, helping a lot of youngsters to grow. I salute you and thank you for that. And brother here, I'm just watching him, the Yuva Council member. What an energy he's having. What an energy. I'm watching him for the last 4 days. Every single place is there, running around, because a president cannot handle everything. There has to be a team behind him who has to lift him, support him. And by thanking him, I want to thank all the executive members here. Rakesh ji is sitting in the front. Uma Akka is sitting there. A lot of executive council members. Shashidharana is sitting here. And our treasurer is sitting here. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you. Through my friend Rajput, who is here. Thank you so much, Praveen Rajput ji, for everything you are doing. Thank you so much. God bless you. And Naveen Bharadwaj, what an inspiration. He represents again the current India, the new India, speaks multiple languages, very dynamic, very energetic. He added a lot of energy to today's celebration, and thanking Naveen Bharadwaj, I would thank all the volunteers through you for doing it. And Shilpa Nair madam, who's not here, I think she has gone back to Bharat today. And for putting up a beautiful cultural performance. Just look at them, how beautiful they are and glittering they are, sitting in this part of the stadium here. And many of them gave their time, practiced, wonderful performance they did. I take this opportunity to thank you all. Thank you so much. Great inspiration. Thank you so much for coming. Now I have to come to deliver my speech, and it is not a big speech. I know it is a Sunday. We are hitting 9 o'clock. I'll not take much time. I just want to present 3-4 thoughts for your consumption so that when you go back home, you will think about it just as treat me as a brother, treat me as your son, and somebody who is fighting hard in the ground in Bharat to make sure we all get a better life there. So all the thoughts that I present before you with all humility, I would like you to just think about it and see where we are and where we are supposed to go. 1947, August 15, we got our independence, we all know. 79 years we have traveled here, and we are a proud country now. We are a confident country, just how Ankur Agarwal represents himself. And this country believes right now there is no looking back, we can only go forward. But I want all of you to go back a bit I want you to go back to 1935 when the Government of India Act came. Lot of discussion in the British Parliament, the House of Commons. The discussion was about whether India truly deserves freedom. If we get our freedom, are we good enough to keep our freedom? If we get our freedom, are we good enough to progress as a nation through that freedom? So a lot of countries, with due respect to all the countries that ruled over us, governed us for a long point of time, they felt managing India as a white man's burden. They felt India cannot manage itself. India doesn't have the wherewithal to manage itself. They felt it's a white man's burden to take care of our country. Lot of discussion happened in House of Commons before Clement Attlee decided to give independence to our country. They said you should not give a great statesman like Winston Churchill, whom we all hold in very, very high regard for what he has done for England. He said, India is a country that is no more than an equator. He said, India is a line. It is so fragmented. People speak multiple languages. The custom is so varied. You just cross 100 kilometers, like Praveen Shetty said, in Karnataka, out of all the 28 districts, each district, the food is different, the custom is different, the dance form is different. Tamilnadu, 39 districts, everything different. Rajasthan, closer to the border, closer to the desert, is very different. Then in Jaipur is very different. Nagaland, 7 sisters, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, very different individually. So Winston Churchill's argument is, how can this country hold their freedom? It is only because of Britishers we are holding that freedom for a long time. So those kind of words were spoken. Later part of 1960s, earlier part of 1970s, we didn't have food grains for some point of time. We have to import food grains from US through the IL-76 scheme. We wanted food grain. We didn't have milk. We got to create a milk revolution. We got to create a green revolution through MS Swaminathan, who just birth centenary year we just celebrated. Every single problem we were struggling. We were going through the Hindu rate of growth. We were growing at 4%, 5%, 3%. Some states were classified pejoratively as the Bimaru states. They said some states in India can't grow. They're Bimaru states. And some states can only supply manpower to other states for other states to grow. All kinds of theories. Politicians used this opportunity to create divide wedges. They said north and south. South is different from north. North is different from south. East is different from west. And this country cannot hold. And every single opportunity it came, people tested us as a nation. Today, when I stand before you on the 79th Independence Day as a proud Indian, when I'm going to say some statistics before you, when all said, today when I say the statistics, the production of steel in our country, 2024-25, we produce 148 million tons of steel. As a nation, we are the second largest steel producer in the world. Just reserve your claps so that I'll read out all the data. Cement, last year we just produced 423 million tons of cement. Again, the second largest in the world. Two-wheeler production as a country, 2024-2025, we produced 21 million individual units, the number 1 country in the world in two-wheeler production. Four-wheelers, we produced 5.2 million units last year. We are number 3rd in the world in terms of producing cars. The construction, people, there are construction magnates here. Last year, India added the highest number of billion square feet of constructed place in the whole world, 1.4 billion square feet. Information technology enabled services. Last year, we did an export of information technology alone, $254 billion. For comparison purpose, Saudi Arabia, they exported petroleum worth $190 billion. Our IT services export alone is $254 billion. Electricity production, we were 3rd in the world last year. We did 1,739 billion units. Wireless phone, we have 1,200 million subscribers. 120 crore people in India use a mobile phone. Coal, 2nd largest in the world last year, 988 million tons. Iron ore, 3rd largest, 290 million tons. Aviation, very important. Last year in our country, 21 crore people boarded a plane and deboarded a plane. 21 crore people used an airplane last year. Railways, we have 68,580 kilometers of railway line, 4th largest in the world. Roadways, 60,37,000 kilometers, 2nd largest in the world. We handled 820 million tons of cargo last year. Renewable energy, 209 gigawatt we produced last year, 4th largest in the world. Textile, 2nd largest in the world. 70 billion square meters we produced threads. I'm just giving the statistics in front of you to show what we have done and the path we have traveled from 1947. We cannot do this. It is not possible. We cannot stand united. The language will separate us. The cultures are far too different for India to hold together itself as a nation. We are the most exciting country in the world. We are growing at 7.5%. The other countries, including US, is expected to grow 1.5%. European Union, 22 nations, is expected to grow 1.8%. UK is growing at 1%. China is growing at 4.3%. We are growing at 7.5%. Again, we are not an imperialistic nation by any measure. The last 200 years of world's growth, we have seen imperialistic hegemony, global powers, big powers. They were dividing countries among themselves. But India were very clear, our growth is not a threat to anybody. And we are going to bring a unique philosophy to this world called Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, where we will encompass everybody, as we said. That is why we are the leader of Global South. We represent the voice of Global South. When G20, when we did last year, everybody were looking at us. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji said, how can the great African nations called the African Union, how can they be not a part of G20? So we expanded. They gave us G20, but we gave back G20 plus one. That is our way of looking at the world. We said we want to grow, and we want to grow confidently, but we also want others to grow. G20 they gave, we gave back G20 plus one. We make African Union as a permanent member of G20. So every single time we look at our country, it invokes a lot of pride. The last 10 years, we look at the national leadership, such a great Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, because you have to understand, for a long time we have waited, to send one Bharatiyan as a global statesman, one Bharatiya whose voice has to transcend borders. People in Haiti are watching what is PM Narendra Modi ji talking. He goes to a country, Papua New Guinea, the Prime Minister wants to touch his feet. When the opposition leaders asked him, why are you touching somebody's feet? He said, look, when COVID happened, he's the only guy who sent me medicines. When all the countries were busy taking the medicines, dividing among yourself, he sent me a medicine to a smallest country. He thought about me. So I don't mind falling at his feet and touching at his feet. All the big forums, it is waiting for the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to speak. Russia and Ukraine, when they started a war, our Honorable PM said, this is not the era of war. This is the time for peace. After 2 years, all the global countries and the leaders are talking the same language what our Honorable PM spoke 2 years back. So we have a fantastic leader, a global statesman, and we are very proud, such a person who is selfless. And you mentioned about Ahlan Modi. Modi ji came here, 65,000 people. You gave a rousing welcome. We all saw from our country. I am not sure how inspired you are seeing that. We were inspired. Tears welled up our eyes, seeing the kind of reception he got in Middle East and UAE. 65,000 people packing up a stadium. It is impossible to pack a stadium. Football fans might pack 40,000, but 65,000 people in this land coming here, packing a stadium, because PM needs that kind of energy to keep himself going. And anybody will know, and some of you had the privilege of meeting Honorable PM very close, and some of you might meet PM in the future. When he gives a handshake to you, the 10 seconds is only for you. The 10 seconds is not for others. He will look into your eye, he will talk to you, then he will move. When we saw the video, we saw the 10 seconds is only for you. So anybody who's working with the PM or knowing the PM will know his lifetime is only for Bharat. His breath is only for Bharat. There is zero distraction for him. And his mission is very clear and is extremely clear, extremely precise. He knows where we are now, where we are supposed to go. 2047, he has given us a vision called the Vikshit Bharat. It is not a normal vision. It is not a normal vision. Again, we waited for a long time. 1700, 1730, the Cambridge economist Angus Madison, he argues, 1730, India had 23% of the world's GDP. 1730. 23% of the world's GDP. We are at 2% now. 2.2%. We are growing very fast. Now to say in 2047, we will capture what we left in our own unique way by our growth metrics. He gave a vision called Vikshit Bharat. And the vision for Vikshit Bharat, who is the most important? It is us who is most important. It is the citizens of our country who is most important. Anybody following our Honorable PM in his Red Fort speech, especially the youngsters are there. First Red Fort speech, 2014, August 15, he said, We got to build toilets for our country. We got to build toilets. He said, as the Prime Minister, I'm not ashamed to say we want to build toilets. Only if we build a toilet, we are able to give a basic dignity to our mothers and sisters. Without giving a basic dignity to a mother or a sister, no society in human history has grown, it can grow. He said, first job, all of the Indians, we will commit ourselves. No house should be left without a toilet. What we have done? We're amazed. Tamilnadu, the state to which I belong, is a very developed state. In our state, the central government has built 55 lakh toilets. 55 lakh toilets were missing in Tamil Nadu. All over India, 12 crore toilets is built to give basic dignity to a mother and a sister. Second Independence Day speech, he said, see how he moves from one independent state to other. 2015, he said, look, we are very happy, we are comfortable, but 18,000 villages in our country don't have an electric power. Not even a single bulb in those 18,000 villages is burning, it's flammable. He said, I will take 1,000 years, we will take 1,000 days as a country. In 1,000 days, we will make sure the electricity goes to the last village of our country. Because if we are not giving power, electricity to a human being, we are curtailing their growth. 700 odd days, 762 days, the last village got its electric power and India is fully electrified now. You see the shifting is doing from each Red Fort speech to 1 year to the other. I'll skip all the other Red Fort speeches for lack of time, but I request you to kindly have a look at what PM has spoken. 2025, I'm directly coming. 2014, we spoke about toilet. 2025, he said, we want to build jet engines. See the transformation. And India that was speaking of toilets is the same India in 2025. Over the last 10 years, we are speaking of building jet engines. He said, I urge the youth who are here to think very deeply, because Indians are solving the world's problem. The biggest company's problem we are solving. Sitting in different parts of the world, we solve the world's problem. He said the youth of our country needs to solve India's problem. Please build jet engines for us. He said, we have to technology, we got to own it. And he didn't stop there. He went one step further and further and further. And he also said, look, every year we are importing petroleum products to our country worth $145 billion. Last year, we got petroleum products into our country. We took petrol, diesel, LPG, all kinds of gases. And anybody taking your cell phone and doing a quick calculation, you will know $145 billion in the current market rate is 12,50,000 crore Indian rupee. Our budget is 51 lakh. In our budget, 22% of our money we are buying petrol. And the Honorable PM said this money rightfully should go to the poorest person in our country. The honest taxpayers' money should go to the last hardworking farmer. Not as a currency exchange rate where we pay 12,50,000 crore outside and import petrol. He said new ways, invent battery technology, invent electric vehicles, non-renewable energy. I gave you the number, we are third largest in the world now. Bring everything, make sure our import dependency is reduced. A very clarion call, very visionary call in this Independence Day has given. So I would urge all the youths here to think very deeper into your life and make your life very purposeful. Making money is fantastic, but by making money, creating a wealth for society is more important than merely making money. And the wealth we create for the society should be percolated down. And that wealth should go down so that there is some common man somewhere who didn't have a distinct advantage in his life. We are born into a very privileged family. Father and mother educated. We are born into that family because we are educated. But a lot of kids don't have that privilege, born in poor families. In a 100-meter race, it is like asking somebody to run 120 meter and we are running 100 meter. Let us think about them also. Till the last person in our country is not self-satisfied, is not grown, the country should not be considered as a grown country. So it is very important. We have to make this wealth percolate everywhere. We got to balance it regionally. Every single state should grow and thereby Bharat should grow. It's a big vision the PM has got. Vikshit Bharat doesn't mean numbers. And Ankurji and Jitendra Vaidyaji was talking. Sir, 1991, the balance of payment crisis, we had money only to import products for 3 weeks. India was on the verge of declaring itself a defaulter, which some of our neighboring countries keep doing it often. But we were on the verge of declaring ourselves as a sovereign country calling itself a defaulter. You cannot run your country in the global world. We took 7 times loan from IMF, 7 times loan. The last loan we paid to the International Monetary Fund in 2000, that's the last loan we paid. After that, we told IMF, I'm not taking any loan from you. I'm happy. From 2000, we didn't take a loan from IMF. In 1991, when the balance of payment crisis happened, 3 weeks of imports money was left. What the Reserve Bank of India did, 20 tons of gold, we took it to Switzerland, Bank of Switzerland, we got $200 million. July 1991, we took 47 tons of gold, Bank of England, we got $400 million. That $600 million which we borrowed, it gave us a breathing space to work. Right now, our reserve, we have $800 billion, the 3rd largest country in the world, having a reserve. This reserve is more than our external debt. This is very important. The reserve, the reserve we have in RBI, the reserve is more than the external debt of our country. We can take all our reserve, pay all our loans, still we have money left with the Reserve Bank of India. We have reached here. And this is not an ordinary thing, sir. All your contribution, your hard work, silently without any expectation, all of you sitting down, working hard, you have brought India to this beautiful place where now we are thinking, oh, we will hit 10 trillion by 2035. We will hit 30 trillion by 2047. We are having the courage to dream, a courage to think big, courage to solve the world's problem. And this country, UAE, is such a beautiful country. And it is a country which is a beautiful confluence of 2 things. And my shawl today, out of respect for you and respect for Bharat, I'm wearing a shawl in 2 ways, where there is our national flag of Bharat here and the national flag of United Arab Emirates is here. And it's such a beautiful country because 2 days back when I went to Abu Dhabi to see the BAPS Mandir, what a confluence. A beautiful Hindu philosophy, Sanatana Dharma, gaining acceptance. The great rulers of this land, with the spirit of tolerance and inclusiveness, asking us to construct a temple. And 30 lakh people have visited that BAPS Mandir till now. And more than the temple, I was very inspired. 7 spears. Normally in Indian temple, we have spears. 7 spears, when they told me it represents the 7 Emirates of UAE, to honor the rulers of this land because they honored our faith here. And when you go around the temple that is beautifully built with sandstone, you see Shiva Puranam, you see Vishnu Puranam, you see Ayyappa, you see all the beautiful carvings around it. Just when you finish the temple, I was very astounded to see. They end with honoring the 7 founding fathers of UAE, along with the gurus who guided them. There is a sandstone for them. When we say Vasudeva Kudumbakam, when we say that we are all encompassing, and the temple represents it by faith, where the 14 great civilizations also found a space. Just like our Shiva Puranam and Vishnu Puranam and all the great Itikas of Mahabharata, which got inscribed in the sandstone. I could see the Sumerian civilization represented. I could see the Egyptian civilization, the Eskimos represented, the Red Indian civilization represented. And the spirit of tolerance we have shown. End of the day, all the great religion, they speak of one truth, and that's a single truth. That's a truth of love. And that is the essential of Sanatana Dharma, representing that in a temple, which is very beautifully done. That shows who we are as Indian. That shows who we are as Sanatana Dharma followers. And that is a great story, because I believe this is the story for the world. When we see fractures in the world, people fighting, countries fighting, I think that is a lesson Bharat is giving to the outside world. When we approach any issue with the spirit of tolerance, with the spirit of love, with the spirit of compassion, magic happens. And the BAPS Mandir in Abu Dhabi is a beautiful representation of 2 faith combining, 2 civilization combining, and 2 cultures combining with the spirit of compassion, tolerance. That is why I thought I should salute that faith by wearing this shawl where 2 countries' national flag is represented. I am overshooting my own time. We are at 9:20 now, because it's a Sunday, you all have to go back home. So I would take this opportunity to once again, yes ma'am, once again to pay my humble respects to all the hardworking people here. You're working very hard, extremely hard, and you are the world's largest remitter into our country. No country in the world receives inward remittances like India does. India receives billions of dollars as inward remittances because you earn that dollar, you send it back to your home, your mother, your father, your children, your wife, your husband, somebody is waiting, and you save every single penny for a better life outside, coming back to Bharat, better life here. And all the money that comes back into our country, that gives us this very precious foreign exchange. India needs that foreign exchange, precious dollar, and you make it happen. And more importantly, traveling thousands of miles away, even in a foreign land, you keep the spirit intact, you keep the patriotic fervor intact, you teach it to next generation, and next generation, all in the hope that we will have a better life. I salute you for that. I only request all of you to stay engaged with our Bharatiya people, keep coming often, keep taking more holidays. Since you are positioned in Dubai, instead of trying to take a holiday into Europe, always try to take a holiday back into our Bharat. Instead of an European holiday, nothing wrong, all the great cities should be seen. But India is just waiting with 173 airports that is built, especially 100 airports built in the last 12 years. Beautiful roads waiting for you. India is waiting for you. India that is fast developing with all its infra is waiting for you. Your children should see that. They should see the beauty of southern part of India, the majesticity of western part of India, the spirit of tolerance in the northern part of India, and the beautiful combination of colors in the eastern part of India. Your children should see all of Bharat with the same eyes, with the same spirit, and with the same love. So one holiday to southern part, one holiday to western part, one holiday to northern part, one holiday to the eastern part. Every single year you come. If you can expose that to your children, I think that is the single biggest blessing they will get from you. Last but not the least, again, I'll take the privilege of being your brother. I'll use this privilege to request one more thing. And we all are born in a certain part of Bharat. The first language we heard is a very sweet mother language we heard. So we all hold a very special place for our mother tongue. So Tamil சொந்தங்கள் இருக்கிறீங்க, தமிழ் மேல ஒரு மாறா காதல், மாறா அன்பு. காரணம் உங்களுடைய காதல கேட்ட முதல் வார்த்தை அது. You feel very happy. அது உங்களுடைய நம்முடைய தாய்மொழி பாசம், தமிழ் மொழி மேல இருக்கக்கூடிய அன்பு. ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಡೆಯವರು ಇದೀರಾ? ತಾವು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ತರಹ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಿವಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿಯಂತರ ಮಾತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಿವಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಬಿದ್ದಿತ್ತು. Other parts of India, I'm sorry, I'm not able to speak Telugu. I want to speak Marathi. I want to speak Gujarati. But बहुत लोग here इधर आपका हिंदी मालूम है, हिंदी आपका बहुत कंफर्टेबल है. हमारा लैंग्वेज बहुत वेरीड है, बहुत डेप्थ है. एक तमिल में इतिहास बहुत है, तिरुकुरल है, कंबरामायणम है, 2000-3000 ईयर का लिटरेचर है. मेरा निवेदन है, if you are born in Tamil Nadu, let us take pride in our language, our books, our literature. But it should not stop us from reading a book or a literature from the other language. That is very important for our personal growth. And the language depth so varies because you should give this exposure to your children. A Premchand Munshi in Hindi, if you are able to at least read or able to get a translation into Tamil or an English of some of the beautiful literature available in Hindi, we should take it and read it. Karnataka people are here, B.R. Shetty, and Kannada language has got the unique honor of winning the highest number of Jnanapita awards in the history of Indian literature. That literature has got a very unique honor. Somebody like an S.L. Bhairappa, somebody like a Kumpu, such a beautiful, brilliant writings. We should get exposed to it. Malayalam has got such a fascinating development of language in the last 10 centuries, especially. Beautiful literature. We should read it. Some literatures in Assamese are out of the world. We should read it. So if we don't give an exposure to our children to other language, they can't even, because book literature is a window to a language. It is a window. A good, beautiful book, when we read it, even in our own mother tongue, a translated book, It will teach us what the other culture is about. Because here, I had the unique honor of seeing the minister in the stage. Look at the ministry's name, Ministry of Tolerance and Coexistence. I don't think anybody in the world, any government in the world has got a post like Ministry of Tolerance and Coexistence. Ministry of Happiness, Ministry of AI, which we will also do it very soon, sir. Now, it is very important for us to appreciate other culture, other language within Bharat by a simple literature book or by a tour, so that we develop that spirit of tolerance, we develop the spirit of harmonious coexistence, so that we always stay together as Bharatiyas. That is my humble request. 2 submissions I have for you. Tours come to different parts of Bharat. Pick up one literature that is not to our mother tongue. Every year you read one book from a different language, a translated version. If you pick up that, please learn that language. So with this, I once again thank all the wonderful people in this auditorium who have come here, given your time, made this function so rich and so diverse. I thank all the IPF volunteers and all the wonderful cultural troops who have come here and performed so much, and all the eminent guests sitting in all the rows here, the fantastic business people who are making our country proud, all the hard-working Bharatiyas. Your sweat, when it touches the soil, India is prospering there. Never forget it. So your sweat is worth something. And we will, as people living in Bharat now, doing our best to keep Bharat to progress forward. I will promise you personally, we will be answerable to your sweat. We will honor your sweat. That is our duty, to honor it. Rest assured, you will make Bharat to grow. You will grow. Thank you once again for this beautiful opportunity. Thank you so much for all the eminent guests.